All right. All right. Hey, we're
All right, I'm
live.
gonna start up my.
Perfect.
I'll start up my Twitch stream shortly here. 1 second.
I probably should have edited
I'm gonna
some
have to
stuff
fucking
about
find
it.
that again. I always play a little bit of intro music at the start of the broadcasts on my end as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up. I'm gonna hit up Twitch real quickly. I'll say start streaming, and a little box will say like include your audio.
All
I
right.
guess when that happens, I'll tell you how to include your audio. All right.
All right. Sounds good. Why is this telling me to? Okay. No, wait. No, that's the wrong email. That one. That one. Start broadcasting our audio. Is it gonna pop? Oh yeah. Here we go. Boom. There we go. All right. Perfect.
Pull up the fucking party, and you make
Should be
sure
good.
you
Yeah, it
select
should be good.
include audio. All right, here goes opening music. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host for today's race, Insane Layer 13, and after a long period of absence, OSRL is back for one last shot to try and make this game work once more. I'm your host for today's broadcast, Insane Layer 13, but today I'm being joined by Josh, the best game. Josh, real quickly, before we get too deep into the broadcast, go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and what your broadcasting background is like.
My name's Josh. I currently am one of Aiden's friends, and he asked me to join and participate in this broadcast. And I'm mostly I don't not really too experienced with the streaming. And currently, I play a lot of Beam and a lot of other racing genre games like Forza Horizon 5. But hopefully, I can start a little bit of announcing and get a little better at it.
All right, my name is Insane Layer 13. Obviously, this is my channel, but there are some of you who might not be super familiar. I've been the primary broadcaster for OSRL for the last several years. I'm also a former driver in this series, took in several races in the first 2 seasons. Also won the championship in the first season for the Under Series as well. Also, I do a lot of broadcasting for the XRL League, which specializes in the F1 games. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the Extreme Racing League's Twitch events as well. But here we are, OSRL. This is where I cut my teeth with broadcasting. I've been around pretty much since literally since the very first race of the season, of the series, back in early 2018. And a lot of these guys I've known back in the Forza 6 days, back in the middle of 2017. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay before they get underway with the race itself, because there is a NASCAR Xfinity Series race going on right now, and all the drivers, I got word from Ludicrous Speed just as I started up the broadcast that they want to hold off just a bit on starting the race until the Xfinity Series event is over.
Yeah, it's currently about to go to 5 to go here.
Yeah. So while that's going on, I'm just going to go ahead. For those of you who have been away from the series for a long time, just a little bit of a recap. The past champions in the series are not here. PZ French Fry Man has kind of moved on, and while he still interacts with the series, and every now and again he'll join in the broadcasting booth, life in general has moved on for him. But he won the first 2 championships in dominating fashion. The man who won the 3rd series championship, Ferrari Boss 237, he's also moved on after winning his title in dominating fashion as well. So we have no defending series champions. We do have several veterans, though, the most significant being Ludicrous Speed, Dino Prime. Those are, at this point, the only 2 drivers who are Season 1 participants that are still running. Morrow also did a few races in Season 1, and SRD Shredder also took place in a single race in Season 1. Most everyone else here right now, though, started in Season 2 or have come up from the lower division. You have Tactical Fallout. He joined the series in Season 2, and he has now taken over and does most of the building and most of the tuning for the cars in this series. SRD Shredder, he joined in Season 2, was a outside championship threat in both Seasons 2 and Season 3, but has really struggled to be able to pull off significant wins. He's usually one of the fastest people out there, but often ends up making silly mistakes. Oof Serena is a brand new driver who has never run with us before, so new blood finally coming into the series. The tire barrier was someone who had initially come up in the lower division, was the first person to actually go from lower division up to the higher division due to his speed. Not really had a chance to get a lot of success, though. Aiden 2005 is the champion of the second season for the undercard Busch Series. The Busch Series uses less power for cars and slightly smaller races, like the real-life comparison from Xfinity to the Cup Series. Aiden was runner-up in season points in the first season and won the championship in the second season. He has now moved up to the Cup level. Rock Morrow, like I've said, he was a outside championship threat in season 3, but kind of fell off pace real quickly. Only has one win thus far in his career in OSRL, but he has been very successful in every single other sort of racing that he has touched in this game. He also has a little bit of experience in history elsewhere. There's also Icky 1975. He is no longer a racer. He just kind of shows up and does pace car duties. He's not really had much of an interest in racing before. So with that in mind, there's also supposed to be TFB Matter, who's supposed to show up. He is another driver who is a Busch Series driver who has come up to the Cup level, was actually one of my former teammates back when we both were running the lower series, so he has come up. I don't know if they're going to be able to get him back into this lobby or not before we get too far into this broadcast, before we get into the start of the race here.
All right, we're about to come to 2 to go for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Let's see what transpires.
Yeah. So in this series, in the OSRL event, there'll be 2 preseason races, and then a third preseason race that's not marked as so. That will be the Busch Clash. Last season's, the Busch Clash was held at the Daytona Road Course. However, because the real life Busch Clash was not held at the Daytona Road Course, this season was held at the LA Coliseum. I don't know if it's still going to be held at the Daytona Road Course or not, or if it's going to go to the Daytona Oval. Then after that, there will be a short break. Then there will be the qualifying and duels, and that is all done in one fell swoop. And then after that will be the actual Daytona 350. 350 miles is the longest race that we do in the season here at Daytona. All the other races are a little bit shorter. Being as this is a Forza-based series, though, and Forza doesn't have a great backing of oval tracks, most of those tracks on the schedule are road courses, including the 2 preseason events, because, again, you want to go ahead, you want to make sure that the cars are actually built to a proper level. I'm going to be honest, it's been a really long time since we've actually done any of this. 1 second.
Boy. Oh, they're wrecking! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god.
Alright, what happened? What's up over there?
Somebody just flipped into the catch fence.
Again?
The backstretch. Oh my god.
Did they take the white?
They took the white. Oh my god, oh my god, he's getting out. Alright. Oh my god.
So,
wow.
like, was it a full-on blowover?
Yeah, it was a full-blown over. He flew in the air and then hit the backstretch.
God forsaken! I literally just updated my video at the start of this year with every single NASCAR blowover ever. I literally just updated it, and I spent years working on that. And this always happens.
He basically pulled a Kyle Larson. I think was it Kyle Larson?
But on the
42?
backstretch.
Yeah, but on the backstretch.
Yeah, Kyle Larson.
Yeah, he blew out his whole front end. Yeah. Oh my god! Wow. Holy
But I guess that
crap.
race is over, though.
It's over. Yeah, it's over. Oh my god.
Well,
Wow.
I'll have to
what
check
happened?
that out later then.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Oh, I see what happened. Oh my god. Yeah, he went in the air and then went almost about halfway and then he just clipped the front. Oh my god. He ripped his whole rear end out. Holy shit. Excuse my language, but wow! Oh my god! Oh, looks like we're going countdown and yeah.
I guess TFB Matter will not be joining us for this reattempt, so we will have 8 drivers in today's race. Real quickly, Josh, I will kind of run you through the absolute basics on how to utilize the game's spectating mode, okay?
Alright. But, oh my god, he has no engine anymore. Oh, god. Dude. Wow. Just wow. After last night's truck race? Woo! 2 cars wreck, and then there's this? Oh my god, his engine is gone. Alright.
So on the bottom left,
okay,
there's
so
gonna be a
I see.
little bar with a bunch of different things.
Change car.
So,
okay. Oh, I see it.
First thing, go to the third little box. It has something called ticker.
Loop data?
And when that's up, hold down the A button
and
and
then
cycle through to whatever you think is best. I always stick with time intervals myself. But some people would rather have distance intervals. Some people just, and if you want, you can just keep it to loop data and it will circle through everything on a pattern. But I like it to be on time intervals.
I like the grid changes, I think. I think that would be at least beneficial for the beginning. Maybe.
The one next to the site with the little checkered flag, that's map. You can go ahead and turn the map off so you can actually see more of the actual track, and I normally broadcast with the map
player
off.
focus.
But you can also have it on player focus to where it will show like a little bit of something, a little bit more of the track. Also, when the map is up, you can also go up and down on the D-pad, and it will zoom in on the map.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On an individual driver. But again, you don't usually need that
Wow,
here.
Shredder. Man, Shredder knows what he's doing. He's like...
Also, on car info, you can bring that up. On the little helmet, you can bring up car info, and it will give things. But realistically, the only things of value when that comes up is either the dash or damage. The damage will tell
what's
you
your
how the tire wear is like.
I
usually keep that off, though, unless I'm looking at something.
What's your guys' damage policy in this? Is it 100% engine?
No, it's not realistic damage at all, so it's only visual.
Oh, okay, that's a little change, okay.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. A lot of the tracks in this game are so big that if we had realistic damage, there would never be a way for those cars to get back around to the pits.
Well, that's when they would technically quit, quote-unquote, you know.
And the idea is that we don't want people quitting.
Well, DNS per se, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then there's also the T. That brings up, like, full-screen telemetry. Don't ever turn that on because that kind of upsets all the other settings you have. And then under replay cameras, real quickly, you can bring up the little camera. There is game camera, which uses the actual cameras that you use in the normal game. Replay camera, which is honestly the one you're probably going to stick with for the majority of the event. There are a few others listed that might be decent, like bonnet cam or helicopter cam, but you don't really need those. So, yes, I suggest keeping it on replay cameras for the entire race. Okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, 8 drivers will be taking the green flag here. SRD Shredder and Ludicrous Speed have the front row positions. The row behind them is shared between Rock Morrow and Oof Serena. Then behind that is Tactical Fallout and Dino Prime. And the last row is Aiden Man and Tire Barrier. As they're coming down to the last corners now, Icky 1975 in the Chevy Camaro pace car will pull off circuit and bring into the pit lane, and it will be the first start of the 3rd attempt for the 4th season in the OSRL League. They're coming to the line, uphill, they're getting ready, and boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys. I'm not going to say that again. That's not really my thing.
Yeah, no, please don't. Please. Leave that to the pros.
I like to consider myself a pro, but I'm not a Darryl Waltrip level pro. I'm like
You'll get there.
Amateur.
Don't worry, you will get there one day, maybe.
Well, going into the first corner, Ludicrous Speed had a great run to turn 1 and botched it all up, ran wide, and let Shredder do a crossover. So now SRD Shredder goes into the top position, and he will slot his number 10 machine in front of Ludicrous Speed. Farther back, Tactical Fallout and Rockmar in a little fight for the 3rd spot. Right now, that fight has settled down with Tac taking that position. Oops Sarita in 5th position wants to find a way by. It's a single file train throughout the entire grid. And it all opens up under heavy braking. 3 wide as Zeus Serena in the 00 tries to.
Oh, we got some contact in the back.
Tire Barrier is going to be the one who's going to capitalize on that all by the looks of it. Rock Morrow is still side by side with Tire Barrier. But going into turn 6.
Contact with Shredder, the leader.
Line. And at the front, Tactical Fallout has now moved left in a second. Ludacris has fallen back. And that number 14 Viagra Ford is fighting the number 10 Ford of SRD Shredder as they run through the carousel. And it's the run to the king. Tactical Fall and Ludacris Speed fight for second and third. They need to figure it out. You do not want to go side by side through the kink. That is guaranteed an accident. And Tactical Fallout will back out of it in the end there. Oh, someone's into the dirt further back. Who was that?
Let's see. That had to be...
It may have been Oof Serena in the 89. Dino Prime goes for a dive bomb on Aiden Man into Canada corner, but Aiden will hold the position. Farther up the grid, though, Ludacris Speed is within a third of a second of SRD Shredder coming out of the final corner to complete the first lap under racing conditions. The top three all are within a second of each other. The real battle, though, is with Aiden Man and Dino Prime. Dino finally gets by Aiden. Now Oof Serena is willing to capitalize on both of them as a three-way fight for last three positions on track as they dive into turn one. Serena holds on to the spot. Aiden slips in on the inside of Dino Prime. And your defending GNS Series champion will squeak by Dino Prime 77. At the front, though, is still SRD Shredder. He is trying to open up a gap on Ludacris Speed. It's not
got a battle for the lead.
Ludacris has pulled his 20 alongside the 10. Neck and neck under braking in turn 5. Ludacris runs wide. That lets Tactical Fallout take advantage. Now he'll pull up alongside the 20.
Oh, we got 3 wide.
2 Fords in a Chevy.
Just for a quick second there. That was close.
And in the end is SRD Shredder, who is going to capitalize out of that all.
Oh, he's in the grass.
He's off. Shredder is off circuit, and he's going to fall back to the third spot. Might even lose that to Rock Morrow. Riding off the top of Rock Morrow's machine, you can see the top three all nose-to-tail. Shredder has a big run on the 20 right now, but you can't go side by side into the kink. You will have an accident if you do that. Everyone's going to try and maximize their line through here so they can pull alongside in Canada corner. Look at Rock Morrow. He has a big run on the number 10 for a third position. Under braking, heavy under braking. The Exalta Chevy lunges forward, but Shredder has more track than he can abuse. Shredder will hold on to the spot. Tactical Fallout leads. Ludacris Speed second. SRD Shredder is fourth, third, and Rock Morrow is fourth. Out of the final corner once more, you can see SRD Shredder. He's really throwing the car all the way around, trying to maximize every bit of grip he can around the entire circuit. A little bit farther back, Oof Serena is fighting with the tire barrier. It's a drag race for 5th position going into the braking zone. Tire barrier inside, Oof Serena on the outside, and the AlphaTauri cannot seem to hold up against that FedEx machine, but the 00 struggles putting the power down. There are no driver aids allowed in this series. No traction control, no ABS, no stability management. And we see right there, it catches tire barrier out just a bit, and Oof Serena takes what could have been a position loss into a position defense. As we look back at the further field once more, Ludacris Speed on the outside, a Tactical Fallout for a lead. But just like last time, Ludacris Speed runs wide and ends up compromising his line. Shredder now gets another shot at him. Ludacris Speed takes a dive to the inside Tactical Fallout right before they get to the carousel. But he gets hit from behind by Shredder, and Rock Morrow capitalizes, overtakes 2 cars in 1 corner. Now his turn to go after Tactical Fallout in the lead. The number 14 slides just a bit coming out of the carousel. Now they dive into the kink section. Tactical Fallout has the lead, but Rock Morrow is closing with speed. Ludacris Speed is right there behind the 24. SRD Shredder has fallen significantly off the pace in that little skit Now here comes Morrow for the lead. He tries to look to the inside of the 14, can't make it stick. He's gonna try and cross over on him, exiting the final corner. He pushes the 14 wide. Technical fallout slaps his number 14 Viagra Ford right in front of that Exalta Chevy. It's nose to tail for the top 3 positions. Under braking, does Morrow pull out and try and make a dive? The answer is no. He stays in line behind the 14, tries to give him a bit of an arrow shove into turn 1. It works. The 14 goes off circuit a bit, but Tactical Fallout has enough sense of mind to defend the track. He'll hold a nice steady line going through turn 3. Morrow runs out wide. Now Ludicrous Speed has a chance to come back against the 24. Run down to turn 5 once again. The 24 wants to try and make a move to the inside of the 14, but can't break well enough to get alongside. SRG Shredder is starting to close back in on this 3-way fight for the lead right now. The entire 8-car field right now is all within about 20 seconds of each other at this point in the event. Ooh, Morrow with a great run. He's right there behind Tactical Fall. He looks to the inside. It'll be a dive bomb going into this corner. And he's through.
Trying to pull a crossover.
We'll do the crossover. Side by side through the carousel.
Bumping and banging.
One of them have to back out of it before they get into the kink. Otherwise, they will wreck.
Oh, the 24 hits the grass a little bit, gets loose. And he pulls right behind him.
And the 14 will maintain the lead for just a little bit longer. And Morrow goes off into the grass this time. He saves the car, but kills his momentum. And now here comes SRD Shredder looking to fight back and get back in the 3rd spot. Shredder, Morrow both go wide coming out of Canada corner. Shredder gets 3rd position back. Oof Sarita is back there in 5th. They know that they can fight potentially for this position again. Ludicrous Speed, Tactical Fallout side by side on the run uphill once again. The 14 has the advantage down the straight, but just because he had a little bit wider line. But Ludicrous Speed will have the inside line going into turn 1. Under braking now. Side by side, contact. Both cars get sideways just a bit. This is perfect for SRD Shredder in the 10. He's running better than both of our 2 leaders at the moment. Ludicrous Speed has the inside going in through turn 3. Coming out of it though, it's still Tactical Fallout. Shredder pushes the 20 wide. They're nearly 3 wide going down the back straightaway. Still side by side for a lead. Shredder wants to find a way past Soto's Morrow. Under braking. Ludicrous Speed finally gets a position over the 14, but he runs wide in turn 5 like he has almost every lap. That gives a chance for the 14 to fight back. They come to the top of the hill, go through another near 90-degree corner. The 14 pushes the 20 wide. They're still side by side. They've been side by side for a lead for almost an entire lap now. Ludicrous Speed runs wide again. This time, it's to his significant detriment as Shredder is now on his outside. This could give Tactical Fallout a chance to open up a small gap. Ludicrous Speed is going to take 2nd position back in the carousel. Now Morrow is going to muscle his way back by Shredder for 3rd position. Through the kink once again. The top 4 all stay on the track. Ludicrous Speed had a great run coming onto this straightaway. He's alongside the 14 once again. Breaking into Canada corner. Who's it gonna be? 1st and 2nd get into each other once again. Shredder has more speed than both of them, but the track's just not wide enough to get alongside. All right, down to the last corner once again. Shredder gets pushed a little wide by Morrow. Tactical Fallout has Ludicrous Speed's number. He's going to lead this lap as well, but the 20 will have a draft assist going down the main straight. Nose to tail, 1st through 4th at the moment. SRG Shredder hanging out there behind the 20 as the 20 now
Go
looks
for a
to the
move.
inside of the 14.
Nope.
Big dive, big risky dive. And Shredder ends up worse off for it. He runs out of racetrack, ends up in the grass. Rockmar pulls alongside Shredder for a third position once more. And it looks like the 24 will take the spot from the 10. Here comes Lucas Speed, dives into turn 5 under heavy braking.
And another
wide though. And again, the number 20 cannot seem to figure out how to take turn 5 well. He's able to get into that corner well, but he loses so much time on exit. Tactical Faults actually opened up the gap a small amount on the 20. And there's Rockmar. He's now knocking. Oh, Tactical Fallout made a mistake putting the power down. Here comes Lucas Speed. Side by side.
Oh, they touch.
For a lead in the carousel. Contact. They're both sideways.
What a save by the 20.
Side by side. Who's going to back out when they get into the kink? Tactical Fallout has the car ahead. Lucas, is he going to back out? He's not backing out. Side by side to the kink. And barely. Tactical Fallout maintains the position, but Lucas had to backpedal so much that lets Rockmar comes up, and he's going to fight for second now. Lucas Speed using some good run through Canada corner, just barely keeps that number 24 Exalta behind. Now Shredder gets a chance to move alongside the Exalta machine once again. They're side by side for third. Tactical Fallout, Lucas Speed are nose to tail for the lead.
They finally even out. Space out. See what 20 can pull off here in the first turn. Is he going to dive bomb? Nope. He's going to stay right behind the 14 for now. Oh, he goes in a little high. Oh, contact, 20. I think.
Yeah, the 20 missed his braking zone and pushed both the 20 and the 14 off circuit. The 24 made a dive. Here comes the 10. Now the 10 is Shredder is going to take this advantage. He's faster than everyone ahead of him. Lucas Speed looking to the inside. He's got to dive once again to turn 5.
Can he make it? Can he stick it?
Here comes Rockborough. He sticks it this time, but Tactical Fallout still has the lead, but by how much? Lucas Speed is going to be side by side through another corner.
They touch.
2 by 2 in the top 4.
Wow. 4 wide?
Oh, and Lucas Speed's off.
Oh, the 10's getting a little loose. Oh, he saves it. All right, good.
And Lucas Speed somehow ran out of racetrack and was able to save that car. But now he falls to 4th, and it's Rockmar and Shredder fighting for second. They want to see who between them is fast enough to knock that number 14 Viagra Ford off the lead.
With that battle, that gives the 14 some breathing room heading into the next turn.
Through the kink once more. Aerodynamic wake makes it really hard to follow nose to tail through there, but these guys have been doing this for years. They're able to navigate the kink nose to tail with almost no issue. Shredder dive bomb in the Canada corner, side by side, pushes the 24 a little bit wide. They make contact to get on acceleration. Rockmar's into the dirt. He's gonna lose a bunch of time. In fact, Rockmar's gonna lose so much time that now let's Dino Prime in the 5th position, who's been stalking that lead battle, finally catch him. So we now have a new type of fight brewing, as Aiden Man in 6th position is also there. He wants to fight for that position as well. At the front, though, the gap between 1st and 2nd is now about half of a second. Right now, Shredder's going to try and push hard to close the gap down. And now at this point, we need to start thinking about pit stops. When our driver is going to elect to make their stops to put new fuel and new tires in the car. As I brain up the damage telemetry right now, at the front, Tactical Fallout is running about 35% wear on the front tires and 30% in the rear. He's at 32% fuel. Shredder behind him is running similar, 31% fuel, 36 in the front tires, 34% in the rear tires. So right now, the top 2 are not wearing through their tires too drastically different, and the fuel is really even between them all. Lucas Speed is actually in a much better position tire-wise than those top 2, but it's showing that he's conserving, obviously, because he's falling off the pace of the top 2 just a bit. Theoretically, this is a one-stop race. You can stop at lap 10, 11, or 12 and make it to the end of the event without too much of an issue. As they almost get side by side for a lead once more. Power down out of the kink. The number 10 Ford really steps out sideways and then closes in through the kink. Now the run down to Canada corner. Shredder doesn't look to be close enough to make a dive bomb this lap, but he is closing the gap up. Ludacris with a big lunge, closes right behind the number 10's rear bumper, but cannot convert that into an overtake. Tactical fallout, SRD Shredder, hard fought. Here comes Shredder. He does a crossover going to the foul corner. Shredder to the lead now. Excellent veteran move for the top position for Shredder. So with that, we are now just about halfway through this event. We are on our 9th racing lap of 20, so we're not quite halfway, but we're pretty darn close to it right now.
Very exciting first half so far. Absolutely the best racing I've seen.
Rock Morrow is still 4th, 1.8 seconds out from 3rd place. Ludicrous Speed is just hanging out in 3rd, watching as Shredder and Tactical Fallout slug it out for a lead of this event. I think the big thing that's really going to decide things is going to be when you
and he pulls aside.
Big late move. He pushes the 10 offline just a bit, but they'll both maintain position. Oh, Shredder's into the grass, and Ludacris is into the grass. Tactical Fallout gets a run. He gets to pull alongside the 10, side by side between the 4s for a lead once more, and Tactical Fallout takes the lead back. Shredder's not done yet, though. He's on the inside as they go through the carousel. Shredder just barely noses his number 10 ahead of the 14 once more. They go single file again as they go through the kink. Shredder's into the grass again. That means that will compromise his momentum just a bit. We might see Tactical Fallout make a dive bomb going into Canada corner. Does he? He tries. He does a late Paul Tracy style move. Pushes the 10 offline. Side by side again. They're grinding each other through these corners right now. And with that, Tactical Fallout is finally ahead, but Shredder tries doing the same thing he did before. This time, though, he left himself open to attack from Ludicrous Speed, and Shredder pits. So he will be the first of your race leaders to pit in this session. He's going to hope that having some lap times by himself will enable him to open up the gap and be ahead when green flag pit stops are done. We have not had a single yellow flag thus far. Also, the tire barrier has also elected to pit as well. Ludicrous Speed now once again behind that number 14 machine. As they run down. Does Ludicrous make the dive bomb? He's tried so many times before, it's not usually worked out. He makes it again, but doesn't commit as deeply this time. So he's much smoother this time, but also doesn't get to pull alongside. They come under the Corvette bridge. And while these two are running nose to tail, Rockmar in 3rd is closing on them. Tactical Fallout opens up the gap just a bit there in the 2nd sector. And now it looks like the 14's just pulling away a small amount away from the 20 car. So as we watch Tactical Fallout in the lead. That's the number 1 car listed on screen. And then highlighted in blue, the 7th place car. That's SRG Shredder. He is betting that once the top 2 pit, he will be able to be either even with them again or a little bit ahead of them by virtue of setting a clean lap without dealing and fighting. Here comes the race leader, Tactical Fallout into the pits now.
Along with the 20, everyone's going in.
Everyone's coming in. Will this work out for SRG Shredder? Will he be able to take the lead back? As we turn our focus to Shredder on track, you see on the map everyone first to 6 on pit road. That one gray dot just a little bit past the start-finish line is the pace car. Don't worry about him. That number 10 is absolutely hoofing it through these corners, but already your race leader is beginning to come down pit lane. Shredder is going to have a head of steam, but will he have enough time to at least get even again with the race leader? He's up to 6. 5th, 4th, 3rd. He'll get back by Rockmar without issue. He'll get up behind Ludicrous Speed around the outside of the 20. But no, it has not worked out for Shredder. He is back still in the 3rd position.
Oh, contact!
And the 20 just nudges into the 10 car, going through turn 3, and Shredder nearly gets into the grass. He saved it. But for making a pit stop off, just a lap off sequence, it has not turned into a positive or a negative for SRD Shredder. Here comes Ludicrous Speed diving on top of
20 went way wide.
Way off circuit that time.
Wow, that really hurts for the 20 there. Oh my.
But he has been one of the faster drivers. He might be able to make these positions up if they start fighting. This does work out for Shredder, though, because now he is back in 2nd. He will get a chance to go after Tactical Fallout. But I'm going to be honest, right now, Josh, it looks like Tactical Fallout is pretty much the dominant driver in today's race.
Absolutely. His driver skills have been phenomenal the whole entire race. But will he be able to hold out?
Right out of the back of the number 14.
Slowly making some ground, the 10 is. Trying to claw his way back.
One advantage that Shredder had is that he pitted earlier, so his tires were already up to heat this lap. The counterpoint is that when we come to the end of this race, Shredder, who is known to burn through his tires a little faster than most of the other drivers, will be on some of the worst rubber of your top 4 drivers right now. So for Shredder, he's going to want to make this overtake and make it as fast as possible. He's within 40 feet of your race leader as they're coming down to the braking zone. Shredder takes a tighter line. Tactical Fallout's wider on exit. He's right underneath. Ford versus Ford battle at the front. A little bit of contact in the apex. Side by side, drag race for the position. And Shredder gets it. Now will Tactical Fallout use the draft and turn that into a dive bomb attempt going into turn 5.
Looks like he will bump him. He bumps him off the track, but he's able to stay against him.
Oh, they both went off circuit a bit there, but Tactical Fallout got back on circuit nice and quick.
Here comes the 24 and 20. They're pulling up really close. Wow, that really hurt them. Here comes the 24 trying to battle for a lead.
And Tactical Fallout this time touches the grass.
This is going to be one crazy ending, that's for sure.
Half a second between 1st and 2nd now. Rockmar is actually a little closer to Tactical Fallout than Tactical Fallout is to Shredder as they go through the kink once more. Ludicrous Speed hanging out there in 4th, but not particularly in a position to make a move. He really wants to just hang out there and let the top 2 fight out for a little bit longer.
That 10 is pulling away, though. Maybe just slightly, but...
Yeah, I think right now the 14 is more worried about defending against Rock Morrow than he is worried about trying to run down Shredder. Here comes Rock Morrow. He's got to throw it to the inside. Shredder is nearly into the grass. They're side by side for 2nd position on the way uphill. And it looks like it will be Tactical Fallout who will hold on to the spot. Tactical Fallout runs a little bit wide there. That's going to let Rockmar have a chance to make a move. Tactical Fallout has led the most laps thus far this race, but he's struggling to not fall to third right now. The 24 is right behind him. Under braking. No one's going to make a move this time. But that Viagra-sponsored Ford seems to be really good under braking. He seems to do great closing up and braking. Again, though, the 14 and this time the 24 as well both stepped a tire into the grass there at the top of the circuit. And as they started coming downhill, it let the 10 open up the gap once again. 10, 14, 24, and 20. That is the top four on the track right now. Farther back, there are other battles. As we look back at fifth position, Aidenman 2005 is in the number 13 machine, is trying to hold off Dino Prime 77 in the 77 Chevrolet. So two Chevrolets fighting for the fifth position right now. They both take drastically different lines. Dino gets into the dirt, but he's going to still carry a lot of speed. He might set up for a dive bomb going into Canada corner, but he can't get alongside. Oof, Serena, and the AlphaTauri number 98 is going to close in just a bit.
Man, that 14 is digging hard, drifting out of each corner, trying to slowly catch up to that number 10.
I think it might work. He does know that obviously the 10 car is going to be on slightly older tires, and Shredder has a reputation of burning through his rubber faster than most of the other drivers on track. So that should work out in his favor. Here comes Dial Prime on Aidenman for a fifth position. He gets alongside in turn 1, pushes the 13 wide. The 13 puts the power down on the rumble strips. They're side by side on the run down to turn 3. Aidenman has the advantage.
Here comes the 24. Coming up to the 14. Will he make a move here on this corner?
He's in position.
He looks like he is going to stay behind for right now. Here comes the 20 now.
So without a doubt, Ludicrous Speed has caught the fight at the front. But I do have to wonder if maybe they've all just kind of gone so hard in the first half. Tackle falls into the grass. Rockbarrow's in the grass again. So now that's 3 laps in a row. That second and third have ended up in the grass, and it's let Shredder open up a significant gap on the rest of the field now. And Lucre Speed is going around the outside of Morrow.
Oh!
Contact. They're still side by side, and the 24 is sideways, going through the end of the carousel into the kink. Morrow's behind the 20. Does Morrow make a dive bomb in the Canada corner? Yes, he does. It's not really made a dive bomb. He's already legit side by side with him, under braking. The 20 runs wide. The 24 puts the power down. Chevrolet versus Chevrolet for a third position. And the 24 will take third back, but now the 20 is fighting back. They're still in a drag race down the front straightaway. Lucre Speed just barely has his nose ahead, but they both dive hard. Morrow closes down the 20. They make contact going to turn 1. The 24 into the grass, but he carries more momentum right in the outside line. He still has his nose ahead. Lucre Speed sends it into turn 3. Morrow crosses over. They're still side by side now. But it's worked out for Morrow. He had more exit speed, and he goes back in front of Ludicrous Speed for that position. So third and fourth, for all intents and purposes, are now beginning to lose touch with your top 2. Tactical Fallout is closing back down Shredder. The gap is back to being less than a second at about 9/10. Both of your leaders touched the grass there, but it hurt Tactical Fallout more than it did Shredder. Tac lost about 2/10 that time by. Now look at the telemetry. Your race leader right now, SRG Shredder, has 25 to 26% tire wear on the front and about 21 in the rear. Second place, Tactical Fallout, who pitted a lap later, remember, he's at almost the same 22% tire wear in the fronts, but less tire wear in the rear right now. So when it comes to coming onto the straights, that 14 does seem to have the advantage at the moment, but when it comes to front tire grip and the ability to turn in, it looks like it's going to work out in Tactical Fallout's favor for the moment. Only for the moment, that is. We have no idea how that may go as this race goes on. And also, for third, they are closing back in on the 14 slowly and surely. So all the battles, I'm going to be honest, Josh, it seems like right now everyone's kind of settled down. They're trying to just get into a rhythm, catch the draft with the driver ahead, and maybe make one crazy move in the last 2 laps. For those of you who are not aware, in this series, you have a mandated green flag finish. Every attempt will be made to make sure that the last 2 laps of this event are run under green. If that can't be done, then the last lap, regardless of what happens, will be run under green flag conditions. So, once you hit lap 20 of 21, that's it. There will be no more flags except for the white flag and the checkered flag. Lucas Speed's falling off the back of Morrow just a bit now. This time, though, no one in the top 4 runs into the dirt that time. And Tactical Fallout is closed back down to about 9/10 off of SRD Shredder. He is close enough to be gaining a draft. It won't be a powerful one, but he will be gaining a draft off that number 10 once they're on the front straight and the back straight. He's now within about 3/4 of a second as they come down to the kink. Ooh, Morrow just barely touches the grass back behind. He was closing down the 14, but now he's going to lose a bunch of momentum on the run down to Canada corner. The 14 missed his braking zone in Canada corner, though. And the gap between first and second opens back up. That's exactly what Shredder wants to see. Now Morrow gets to close back in on the 14 once more. Uphill once again. 24 and the 14 fighting. But we're at 4 laps to go right now. If the second and third start fighting now, I don't think there's any way they catch the 10 who is leading the race at the moment. Morrow doesn't care. He's already making it side by side with Tactical Fallout.
Currently right now, Morrow does have the fastest lap currently so far. Maybe he could get by the 14. And he gets by the 14. Maybe he can now run down the leader, or will the 14 give him a hard time?
I think the 14 is going to try and give him a hard time if it's at all possible. It may be a non-points event, but there is an element of pride. You know, it always sounds better to say I led a bunch of laps and came home second than saying I led some laps and came home third. But it does look like Morrow's already starting to stretch the gap out on the 14 car. I have to wonder, maybe Tactical Fallout's burned the best off the rubber on that car. It's about 3.5 laps left in this event right now. 2:03.211 is the fastest lap by Morrow. Shredder's fastest was a 2:03.8.
Man, that's 6/10 faster.
But that is the best over a single lap. We don't know what the average is going to be like between them.
Well, currently, seems like it's staying around 1.3, 1.4 behind the leader. 1.5 now.
Shredder has shown some weakness going into the final corner, though. But the gap seems to open up in Shredder's favor in the final sector aside from that. Now let's close down to about 1.3.
Speed just ran the fastest lap of a 2:03.085, 2/10 faster than before.
The only problem, though, is that Ludicrous Speed is back there in fourth, and with 3 laps to go, honestly, there's no way he's going to be able to get up to the race leader. So the fight for the win is just, can Rockmarl put down better laps than SRD Shredder in these closing circuits? The other question, can Tactical Fallout hold off Ludicrous Speed? Tactical Fallout, who is dominant in the middle portion of the event, now seems to be fading hard. Doesn't try a dive bomb this time. He's going to take a much wider entry and exit to maintain speed through turn 5. He's staying right behind the 14. I don't think he's going to try and muscle his way by right now. I think he just wants to try and pressure Tactical Fallout into making a mistake or two. And there you are. Tactical Fallout had to defend from a lunge on Ludicrous Speed. He made it work, but they both lost a bunch of time in the process. They're nearly side by side going through the carousel, but for the moment, the 14 will hold point. Ludicrous Speed has a bunch of speed coming down to Canada Corner. They're side by side before they even get to the braking zone. But the 14 cuts off the air from the 20's nose and will hold position for the moment. The gap between first and second is staying at about 1.5 seconds. Morrow is not closing on your race leader, SRD Shredder. The fight is for third. And there is another slightly less significant but very valid fight going on for fifth with 2 laps to go. So there will be no yellows in this race. Aiden Man is holding on to fifth. Oof Serena is there in sixth. Just a bit more than half a second back. That fight is not over yet. Ludicrous Speed has gotten by Tactical Fallout by muscling him out of the way in turn 3. It's a drag race, though. Now coming down into the braking zone. Tactical Fallout's going to fall in line behind the 20 car, get a draft. Will he try and make a dive bomb into turn 5? The answer, yes. Wow, that's late. In fact, it's so late he couldn't even really do anything about it, but Ludicrous Speed misses the corner anyway. He holds on to the position, but he loses a bunch of momentum. Tactical Fallout pushes the 20 wide in the subsequent corner, side by side again. Ludicrous Speed still has the position, but just barely. Contact again.
Man, they are really fighting for that third position.
Now Ludicrous Speed opens up a very, very small gap on Tactical Fallout as they go into the carousel. Through the kink. They'll go through it one more time. Tactical Fallout gets 2 tires into the grass, but he keeps it alive. Farther back in the battle for 5th and 6th, Oof Serena using draft to try and close in on the 13th, who is running in 5th right now. A-Man 8 seconds out of 4th place at the moment. Serena is closing, but is Oof Serena closing enough? At the front, SRG Shredder will take the white flag. He has a 1.5 second gap over 2nd place. Second has roughly a 1.5 second gap over 3rd.
He's getting a little bit of time, but I don't know if he'll be able to help him get to 1st place.
Tactical Fallout has significantly now fallen off of Ludicrous Speed. I have to wonder if that little hiccup in the kink may have killed Tac's forward momentum. It looks like the battle now is between 5th and 6th.
Closing into 1 second. Under 1 second. He's gaining on him.
At the front, Morrow making a good final lap. Will this be enough to put him in a position where he can at least pull alongside Shredder? Waiting until the last lap for a move is a risky proposition. And Shredder has a very good run through turn 5, opens the gap back up to 1.1 seconds. Now back down to 9/10. Rock's closing, but it's taking him too long, I think. Unless Shredder makes a mistake here in the carousel or in the kink. And Rock can try. Oh, Rock runs wide. Rock runs right in the carousel. And that's going to kill his forward momentum.
Well, actually, that helped him gain a little bit. Down to 0.8.
Once again, we look at the battle for 5th and 6th. Aiden Mann trying to hold off Serena. Serena is about 7/10 off the back of that number 13. Rock Morrow down to 2/3 of a second out from SRD Shredder. But it's the last corner. This is the corner that Shredder's been the weakest in, but will he make a mistake on the final lap? He does! He makes a mistake! Rock pulls right in! He's about half a second out, but it won't matter! The checkered flag is out, and SRD Shredder will take home the victory here! Aiden Man, Serena for the 5th position! Aiden Man
Wreck with the space car! Oh my god! They're all flipping! Oh my god!
Serena can't get alongside the 13. Aiden Man will barely hold on for a 5th position.
Oh my god. The pace car and the 24 have wrecked. Wow. Just wow.
Very interesting race, to say the least.
Wow, that was really exciting. Wow, that was exciting.
Very good race. Even when the cars aren't that great, this track always seems to put on some pretty good showcases here. As now we just wait for the time to run out, and we're going to start inviting our various top finishers into the party, starting with our race winner, SRD Shredder. Shredder, go ahead, include your audio. It was a fantastic victory here, but definitely hard fought. Walk us through the race from your perspective.
We'll sort of started on the outside pole. Figured they might as well send it in initially and just try and get away, and really wasn't expecting Tack to hold on like at all, considering his qualifying was a 2:04, but no, late or something like that. But he managed to stick it in there. Rock was also in there for the mix, and split the fight all the way up good side by side. I think it was 2x2, going midfield for a bit, and then I dove it into the pits, trying to capitalise about the shocking out there, and then I don't know, angrily fought out and just kept it ahead until the end.
Yeah, you did a great job. You did a good job managing the gap to the end of the race. In fact, Rock Morrow, despite the fact that he had been faster than you on pure lap time most of the event, he didn't really close on you at all until the last lap.
Yes. Is that a question? I can't. I don't.
It was.
That's
It
a
was.
statement.
Yeah, it was a statement. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
he
that
did.
was. That was.
All right. So now, Shredder, you win here at Road America. What do you think this says potentially for your season going forward?
I don't know, because when I tend to win the preseason, I get fuck all wins like at all in the season. They get naff all. It doesn't tend to really go anywhere. I think I've got this in total. I think it's my 4th, 5th win for the ever since I've been in OSRL. So yeah.
All right. Well, it was outstanding and well earned. Good job. Not leading. I think you may have overall ended up leading the most laps in the end. It would be close. It would be close between you and Tack, but I think you have led the most laps.
Just about, maybe? Yeah. Probably up from the pit stops onwards, maybe, yeah.
All right, so now we want to go ahead and turn our focus to our second place finisher, Rock Morrow. Rock, fantastic find throughout the day, but it seemed like at the end you didn't have anything for Shredder. Walk us through the race from your perspective.
Well, I think today was a very good indicator on what I hope is to come for the rest of the season. That was absolutely amazing. But I did have a little bit of crawling back to do after catching a couple of bad grass clips of grass, I guess. But by the time the pit cycle ended, I had ran back. It was only a couple hundred feet down, but I was lucky enough to have one more go Shredder in the last couple of laps, courtesy of the Viagra man, because he was like, "Hey, you're faster by a lot right now, so if anybody's gonna go get him, it's you. You guys will battle, and everybody comes back together." So I gave it a go. It wasn't enough, but one more lap, and I think it would have been something really good.
All right. Well, Rock, fantastic to watch. Second place, do you think it can convert this second place into wins in the points-paying races?
Absolutely.
All right. I like that bold and brash confidence. And now I want to go ahead and talk to the driver who rounds out the podium finishers, Ludicrous Speed. Ludicrous, go ahead and include your audio. First, I want to talk to Ludicrous Speed as the driver, running up front, fighting the mix all day long, but after the pit stop, you just really couldn't seem to keep pace with the leaders. Walk us through the event from your perspective.
I started becoming, I don't know, lack of a better word, self-aware of this situation. Because you kind of like, in those types of situations, you want to be smart about it, but you kind of want to turn your brain off towards any mistakes that you make and just react. And once I started making a couple mistakes, I was like, oh, fix that later. And I was worrying more on my own mistakes rather than the race itself. So I started, being a little too worried about that rather than the car in front, which did result in me overshooting my braking zones a little bit. I did almost take out Tack that one time, having to shoot it way low to the grass to avoid hitting him. And but no, honestly, I have no complaints. That's what these preseason races are for. And if this, like Rock said, if this is any indicator to how the season is going to be, this is going to be an amazing season from start to finish.
All right, fantastic run. Do you think you can convert this into race wins?
I hope so.
Is Lime Rock on the schedule? That's the more important question. Is Lime Rock on the schedule?
Yes. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. Now, now I want to talk to Lucas Speed as a series owner. Obviously, we are anticipating a larger field, but a lot of drivers dropped out near the end. Do you think that will be a continued issue going forward? Do you have a way to tackle that? What can we expect regarding attendance?
It's always an issue. Doesn't matter what league you're in, whether
Dead
it's
game.
sports cards. You're about to be a dead person if you do that again.
Credit, that was a good one.
That was a good one. I gotta give it to you.
But I mean, it doesn't matter what league you're in, whether it's sports cars, minis, Formula Mazda, NASCAR, it doesn't matter. You're always going to worry about people who sign up for a race and then a few hours or a few minutes before the race, suddenly something magically happens where they have to leave. The only way that we've found to get around this is just to keep adding people to our roster, build some redundancy. But hopefully, this race today, if this race is any, if it rubs off on anybody that didn't show up today and they see how this went, hopefully they make it a priority on Saturday nights to show up and be a part of what we just had today. Because if we can do this with just 8 people, imagine 12 people or 15 people. I mean, it's looking to be a pretty stellar season. The only thing holding it back is people showing up.
All right. Well, thank you very much for talking with us. Also, great job on the podium. Also, great job on fastest lap in the race as well.
Yeah, I don't know where that lap came from. Don't even ask me.
That was
I'm
nice.
sitting there looking at it. My brain's like, where did that lap come from? My hands are like, I don't know.
All right, now I want to go ahead and talk to our 4th place finisher, Tactical Fallout. Tac, go ahead and include your audio. You were pretty dominant in the mid-third of the race, but you kind of faded in the last 8 laps and fell all the way down to 4th. What happened out there?
Well, my qualifying position showed true. That's what happened. I mean, I literally thought I was going to be in the back of the field the whole race, and then all of a sudden, push comes to shove, quick sponsor change from practice to qualifying to race. Just that was fantastic because I really think that's the reason why I did well.
So what you're saying is that Viagra made you hard to overtake.
I wouldn't be surprised if I get tested for steroids. Just saying.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, don't worry. As long as you sign a waiver saying that you're just testing out new untested medications, you'll probably be fine. Maybe. At least the manufacturer won't be responsible, and that's the important thing in corporate America.
Yeah, I don't know. This is supposed to be my Daytona 350 sponsor. I basically just said, you know what, new design. Sponsor came back, better looking car, and I was like, all right, let's see how it does in preseason. You know, get a little feel for the car, and it performed. It outdid my expectations, to be honest. I was honestly slow in qualifying, but then as soon as the race started, I just kept going, and I ran my fastest lap around this track by easily 8/10.
Yeah, seems to have worked out for you. You did come home fourth, but you were very competitive. Do you think that in the season itself, you can position yourself to get wins? As we know, you've not won in a OSRL race since season 2. Well, OSRL points race.
No, I won last season, I think, or the season before that. I forget. I've
Did
got
you?
2 wins at Miami Oval.
Wow.
I forget what season it was.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right, you do. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
I
Still,
forget what
you-
season it was. It was the season finale, season 2, and then I think it was like the second race in 4.
It was
Okay. Yeah, it was last. It was the prior attempt. You're right. I remember now. Okay, but irregardless, do you think you convert what happened today into wins in the season itself?
I'm not fast at road courses. I know that for a fact. I usually start off strong. I know I start off strong during the races, and every time I've started off strong, something's happened. I've either gotten tapped and sent off the track, or I've just made an error myself. But if I can keep the car up front, because I know I'm like a rolling roadblock. I mean, today proved it. So I know that if I can stay up front, I'll be absolutely fine. I have no doubt that I could possibly make a win happen, but it's just a matter of if the cards, fall in the right slots.
All right. Well, it was great watching you have that long drawn-out fight with basically half the field out there. Great job. Shame you could only turn into a fourth, but still fantastic to watch here regardless.
Thank you.
All right, one more driver I want to talk to is Aiden Man 2005. Aiden, it wasn't a great time in qualifying, and while you weren't really fighting it out for the lead, you had a lot of fights throughout the day today with Tire Barrier, Dino Prime 77, and a great spat between you and Serena to the checkered flag. Walk us through the race from your perspective.
Namaste. I believe all the energy came out, all the negative energy came out of my ass, and I just went out there and just pulled something out of my ass. I don't know why I'm here in fifth, but I'm here for some reason. I didn't expect myself to do this good. I'm genuinely surprised. Why am I here?
Well, congratulations on your 5th place there, Aiden.
Thank you.
All right, so Aiden, you're a man of many interesting talents. You also spend a lot of time tinkering around with monster trucks. You spend time here with NASCAR. You've also run some other racing series as well. So my question to you is, you've come from being a champion in the lower series, the Busch series, up to moving full-time to the Cup series. What has had more impact in your ability to drive here? Is it your experience in the lower tier, or is it the breadth of experience in other racing divisions that has helped you here?
I actually would say, I think monster trucks is what hit it for me, because they're so different. It made it more understanding, because you don't really understand what they actually kind of are. I think that's what made it click for me. At least that's what I think.
All right, now the one last question I have to ask Aiden. Obviously, you weren't really in position to fight for a win here, but do you think wins are in the cards for you potentially this season?
Maybe races. I know Suzuka's coming up happy for that one. Let me try. We're gonna try some new stuff out. I mean, if we're in the position to race and we're in the position that we lead, we're gonna definitely go for it. But I feel like most there's some game trying to get better. I feel like if the time comes, and I'll try and get a win. The only places I can see are Daytona, Annapolis, or maybe a really good road course that I've just always been good at.
All right, well, Outstanding drive for you today, though. Yeah, great little fight and to the line with Serena. We gotta watch that. I also want to say thanks for being willing to jump in and talk with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me here.
All right. Well, with that in mind, that's pretty much runs through everyone who is in the top 5 who we really wanted to talk to. Josh, I want to say thanks for being willing to jump in and help broadcast. As I covered the Twitch side, you covered the YouTube side of this. So, with this in mind, do you think we can see you again in a week's time for the next preseason race?
Well, with the racing that I saw today, I think I will be absolutely come back because this was some phenomenal racing, the best I've ever seen from watching and racing out of any series.
All right, you do know that Ludicrous Speed isn't here. You don't have to, like, butter him up that much, right?
Yeah, you know, but no, in all seriousness, no, with other leagues I've been in, you know, they've been, you know, they've had their spouts, and normally it's always that one driver that's good, and then I come to here, and it's just a 4-way battle for the lead for pretty much the whole entire race. It was great.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be looking forward to having you in the booth again going forward. But anyways, that will pretty much wrap up our broadcast here at Road America. In a week's time will be the second preseason race on this channel at about the same time of day. Until next time, though, I've been SameLeader13, and I've been joined by Josh the Best Game. Thank you for coming, and goodbye.
Zazuka egg, Zazuka egg, Zazuka egg.